Hello, I'm Heather Dawson. Well, it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start off with a quick look at the best headlines throughout the state. Well, Twitter may be good for something productive after all. The U.S. Geological Survey is watching a Twitter pipeline for the word earthquake. Now, it turns out that Twitter was 2 minutes ahead of the computer seismograph network in reporting an earthquake in China this year. Coachella Valley, gentlemen, start your engines. A Formula One racetrack is being proposed for the city of Thermal. The 3.8-mile gentleman's track would generate an estimated $385 million in economic activity for the job-starved area. Sacramento, well, things aren't looking too sweet for soda makers. State senators are considering creating a soda tax to help reduce obesity in kids. Anaheim, big changes are in store for the happiest place on earth. Disneyland is revamping the Star Tours ride, and California Adventure will feature a new Little Mermaid ride and sprawling Cars Land. San Diego, an effort is underway to make San Diego an even greener city by transforming the city's electrical grid into digital smart grid. Fresno, Californians with developmental disabilities are gaining more access to jobs and education opportunities through We Include. Now, the program, led by Maria Shriver and Governor Schwarzenegger, has recently won active support from mayors of Fresno, Anaheim, and Los Angeles. San Francisco, the Golden Gate is going green. This is thanks to solar-powered technology and a locally designed iPhone application that locates the nearest recycling facilities. Well, when San Francisco's Palace Hotel was built in 1875, it was reportedly the largest, most luxurious, and most expensive hotel in the world. Now, the Palace Hotel reopened in 1909 after it was destroyed during the 1906 earthquake. Monique Soltani takes us inside the timeless hotel to show us how it is celebrating 100 years of success.
Smack in the center of San Francisco sits one of the city's most luxurious landmarks.
There's no question this is a landmark. You know, we were built originally in 1875. And at that time, we were the only building west of the Mississippi that was as big as we were, that we had an elevator. When it was rebuilt in 1909, it carried the same sort of history. And it's significant, I think, that it's a part of the city. And I don't know that the city fully appreciates that we are a very distinct landmark.
SF natives might not appreciate the palace, but Hotel GM Clem Esmail certainly sees its significance.
We celebrate the 100th year anniversary this year. I think the really significant thing about all of this is that not only did we reopen in 1909 after the earthquake of 1906 when it was rebuilt, but late 80s, about 87, 88, all the way through to 1991, we did a huge historic restoration. A lot of the material in here, the chandeliers, the glasswork, the marble, are original, meaning that they came from 1909.
The oldest hotel in San Francisco's history celebrates 1 century by blending the past with the present.
A lot of the food that we are preparing right now is reflected on a lot of the way the food was served back in the 1900s. So we're basically recreating a lot of the dishes that were showcased back then, and we're putting our modern touches on them. Being an executive chef at the Palace, I'm constantly being challenged as far as keeping tradition, but still bringing in modern flair and keeping up with the times.
Though times have changed, the Palace's past is always present.
We have people who have been coming here for generations. They come in here and they talk about stories of their parents coming and their grandparents and their great-grandparents, people who have proposed to one another here. And so I think that history goes beyond just the actual building, but the people who have been coming here the past 100 years. Sometimes we underestimate where we are.
From presidents to performers, the Palace has been a royal residence to an A-list guest list, from the aristocracy to the bourgeoisie. Bringing you the best in California from San Francisco, I'm Monique Soltani for California Life.
A warning to parents and children. A series of college outbreaks serve as a reminder to get vaccinated against meningococcal disease. Famous photographer Anne Geddes, best known for her photos of babies, is raising awareness about this life-threatening disease. She encourages parents to really think about the vaccine.
Meningococcal disease is a sudden, aggressive disease that can lead literally to death within hours, and I can't emphasize how quickly this disease can overtake a person.
While working on her project, Protecting Our Tomorrows, Portraits of Meningococcal Disease, she became familiar with the devastation.
Those who survive are often left with lifelong disabilities, including loss of limbs. So this series that I photographed last year highlights the survivors of meningococcal disease who are, in effect, the lucky ones, because a lot of people just don't survive.
According to a recent survey, less than half of parents say they've discussed the disease with their children. Less than half of young adults know that meningitis can lead to serious health complications, which may include hospitalization, hearing loss, or amputation. Also, only 22% of young adults know that it's possible to die within 24 hours of early symptoms.
I have always been an advocate for vaccinations. In fact, for the last few years, I've been the global advocate for the United Nations Foundation Shot at Life initiative, which aims to get vaccines to children in countries where they're most needed.
Experts say parents should talk to their doctor now about what they can do to help protect their children against the potentially deadly disease before returning to school this fall.
We cannot predict who's most at risk. There are certain groups of people, but they're very rare in number, who have underlying medical conditions or congenital immune deficiencies or other things that may place them at risk. But the vast majority of cases that occur in our adolescents and young adults are occurring sporadically in people who are otherwise healthy.
Dr. Leonard Friedland is a public health expert and licensed pediatrician specializing in infectious disease vaccination for GSK. He tells us there are common symptoms associated with the disease.
Adolescents will report that they have a headache, some nausea, perhaps a stiff neck, fever. They can develop a particular type of purple rash, but within hours they will often end up in a hospital with overwhelming infection.
It's probably not a well-known fact that globally, one child dies every 20 seconds from a vaccine-preventable illness, and that's just totally unacceptable.
In 2015, cases have been reported in college students at Providence College, the University of Oregon, and Yale University.
The best thing for me to do is to bring a human face to meningococcal disease, which is what I did last year when I photographed a series of 15 images of the survivors. And I think anybody looking at this series of images would surely be moved to action.
And this is what Anne has captured in her photographs. And these children will tell you that they want to be advocates about this disease because they want to prevent this in somebody else.
Giving you the best in California, I'm Gigi Copes, reporting for California Life.
And coming up next, Wes Parker will be here in studio to bring you the good life from our very own desert oasis. It's all coming up next when we come back.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orden has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze, and he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusive's Fill and Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself, absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his micro-peel resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and Collagen Lift Moisturizer, a $200 value, free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value, free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee, but you must call to order. Call 1-800-619-1871. That's 1-800-619-1871. Order now.
Welcome back. Well, joining me now in studio is our Good Life correspondent, Wes Parker. And always a pleasure to have you on set, Wes.
It's a pleasure to see you after so long. My gosh, it's been months and months. I'm out there doing stuff all the time, and finally I get to see you.
That's right, you're living the good life.
Living the good life, the name of the show, or at least my part in it, and I have been doing exactly that.
You know, this story I'm really interested in. It's we're going to be talking about Palm Springs, and as you know, I was an anchor in Palm Springs, and you actually, you know, lived during some of the wonderful times that Palm Springs was the glamour and the old Hollywood. And what was that like?
A little like Las Vegas. A lot of movie stars went down there. Frank Sinatra, Lana Turner, Elvis had a home down there, and Ava Gardner. And there was a little period of time there where Frank went down to see Ava, who I think was his wife at the time. And she, believe it or not, was caught in a compromising position by Frank Sinatra with Lana Turner. They were in bed together.
Oh.
These two megastars, female megastars, were in bed together.
Oh my goodness. You know, I read a biography on Ava Gardner, but it wasn't that juicy.
No, well, this is the straight stuff.
Wow.
That has been published. I've seen it in other publications, but they've kind of hushed it down. However, I'm old enough to remember.
Well, and back during that time, they didn't have the paparazzi like we do now, so those kind of stories didn't get leaked out. I mean, you can never get away with that now.
Straight from my mouth to your ears.
You heard it here on California Life, but I mean, it really was a time that they could go there and be private stars.
They could, at least more so than in LA. And Palm Springs was very nice then, secluded, good air. It was healthy, and especially during the winter, it was beautiful. In the summer, it got hot then, just like now. But the winters were gorgeous.
Yeah, and it still is. It is an amazing place, and that's really what our story, The Good Life, is about today, and what Palm Springs is now. So let's take a look.
For the millions of Californians caught up in the daily rat race of city living, there might not be a better place to relax than the desert oasis of Palm Springs. A city known for its warm weather, star-studded history, and high-end resorts and spas. The perfect place to get away from it all.
People tell me when they come to visit Palm Springs from wherever they may live that as they're driving down the I-10 and they see the windmills, it's like this release. They all of a sudden let go of their stress.
Palm Springs offers amenities for anyone looking to relax, from fine dining to lush golf courses and luxury spas, many of which have received a recent facelift due to a renaissance in the downtown area.
The city is experiencing a renaissance, if you will. Many of the hotels in Palm Springs have undergone extensive renovations. The Riviera here in Palm Springs underwent a $70 million renovation. This is a legendary resort in Palm Springs that Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis made famous back in the 60s. They often performed here.
For those looking to revisit the heydays of Hollywood, Palm Springs is rich with memories of one of the most glamorous times in California history.
We actually have tours of celebrity homes as well as the mid-century modern homes that so many people want to see. And there's also a map at the visitor center that outlines to everyone where they can find some of these homes. Many celebrities lived in Palm Springs over the years. Lucille Ball, Bob Hope, Frank Sinatra. Some of the biggest names in Hollywood had homes in Palm Springs.
And that includes the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. His house is now owned by locals Reno and Laura Fontana, who keep the King's home open to fans looking to get a better look at the life of an icon. Palm Springs' role in Hollywood isn't limited to days gone by. The Palm Springs International Film Festival brings out some of today's biggest movie stars and often serves as a warm-up for the Academy Awards.
The attraction that Palm Springs is most well known for is the Palm Springs International Film Festival. It happens every January and it attracts films and filmmakers from all over the world. There's also a gala every year that honors the top films in the industry, and it's sort of a precursor to the Academy Awards.
The southern city is by far one of the most convenient locations for Californians looking for a weekend escape. Only a 2-hour drive from downtown LA and a short plane ride from San Francisco, Palm Springs is the ultimate staycation location for those looking for sunshine, warm temperatures as summer draws to an end.
Relaxation and rejuvenation. The thought of just sipping a cocktail out by the pool and relaxing. I think that's what Palm Springs is most well known for, just an ideal vacation destination where you can get away from it all.
When it comes to the good life, Palm Springs is as good as it gets. Come play in Palm Springs. You'll be glad you did. For California Life, I'm Wes Parker.
Oh, it's so beautiful, as you can see right there. I mean, there's no crime, there's no graffiti, there's hardly any traffic. It is clean. And I still go there myself. I've been there to the health spas, I've been there to play golf, I go there to eat, shop, or to just get away, just to relax. And anybody who wants to go there can get there from almost anywhere in California.
And and it's so well known. I know when I was an anchor in Palm Springs, I mean, people in Chicago, people from all over know about Palm Springs, and here it really is in our backyard. It's a great little staycation.
Remember when all the kids used to go there for Easter break?
Oh yeah, spring break, I know. Well, now families, they have a lot of the, these resorts with the great pools, and for families and for golf and a lot of different things. So it was an interesting, good life. And thank you so much, Wes. It's always a pleasure to have you on set.
I'm so glad to see you again.
I know. What are you working on next?
We're going to do something down in the San Diego area. It's a surprise.
Oh, all right. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Coming up on California Life, we'll show you a school in Los Angeles that sustainability efforts are changing the environment, the district's budget, but most of all, the students.
Founded by Jacques Lubin and his partners in 1990, Inkplan USA has helped thousands of entrepreneurs to form legal entities throughout the world. Our clients have also made productive use of the various services that we offer: initial company registrations, bank consulting, virtual office services, and more. Inkplan's clientele continues to grow primarily from customer referrals. We are affiliated with Corporate Holding Services, a highly respected Delaware firm that advises large U.S. and international corporations.
Dupar's food is made with fresh ingredients and no preservatives, with breakfast served 24 hours a day. We also serve delicious comfort foods like chicken pot pie, hot turkey, fresh ground hamburger, homemade soups, fruit pies, and for 71 years, our world-famous buttermilk hotcakes. Owner Biff Naylor and the Dupar's family invite you to drop in anytime for some good old-fashioned home cooking, just like Grandma used to make.
Want a more attractive smile? Discover Smile Simplicity Veneers. Porcelain veneer shields that transform your smile. Without pain, without needles, and without removing any of your sensitive tooth structure. Whiten, reshape, and straighten your smile painlessly.
I would definitely recommend Smile Simplicity to everyone.
For free information about Smile Simplicity, call 1-888-543-1143 or visit smilesimplicity.com.
California Life brings you the best of California. I'm Heather Dawson, the host of California Life. Tune in to California Life in your city or watch us online at californialifehd.com.
Bodybuilding.com's 2015 Transformation Challenge received thousands of applicants. The premise? Who can transform their bodies in a 12-week window. The incentive? A $200,000 cash prize. Nina Nam is this year's female winner. Her journey? Inspiring.
I want to take care of my health. This is important to me.
To reach her goals, Nina went vegan.
I actually chose to do a vegan diet. I wanted to see how my body would react because I heard that on a vegan diet you have faster recovery.
And stayed disciplined with her portions.
6 meals a day, all like 3 to 4 hours apart, and I had about 2 to 3 different protein shakes throughout the day, like rice protein.
But that was just half the battle. Nina religiously went to the gym in the mornings.
5 to 6 days of cardio per week. In the morning, fasted. That would be like 30 to 50 minutes of treadmill or Stairmaster or the elliptical or bike.
and again later in the day.
At night, I would always do weightlifting 5 to 6 times a week also, and just hitting different body parts. And all of that altogether would take like 2 to 4 hours a day.
But she didn't do it alone. Her trainer Samantha was pivotal in her process.
That kind of a trainer, I think, is very, very valuable. Just having someone accountable that has already been there is really, really valuable.
This 12-week challenge didn't just change her physically, it changed her life.
Doing a competition like this requires so much mental and physical discipline, and if you could do that in anything that you want, I think you will succeed. You will get somewhere with it, like there's no doubt. So that kind of confidence was the biggest prize for me.
So what was the first thing Nina ate after 12 weeks of discipline and rigorous training?
I just had fries and a burger and, you know, all the yummy stuff that I wanted.
Nina plans on continuing to inspire. She wants everyone to know you can do whatever you set out to do.
If I can do something this hard, then I could do anything.
For more on Nina Nam and the bodybuilding.com transformation challenge, check out our website at californialifehd.com. For California Life, I'm Coach K.
2010 Pet Expo in Costa Mesa is an animal lover's paradise. Everything from lovable Siberian puppies to Chopper the biker dog. He has his own Facebook page, by the way. But the big dogs are there too, and they don't come any bigger than Carson, the 164-pound St. Bernard. Roll over, Beethoven. And for educational purposes, Andy Falco of the Falco Canine Academy demonstrated what it would be like if humans had giant stakes for arms. Any close calls there, Andy?
A little bit of pain, a little blood here and there, and some sweat, but we have effective police dogs out there protecting the citizens of all the communities we train the dogs for.
But what about the other animals, like Birdman's birds? And the painted ladies dazzled the audience with their death-defying tricks.
It's a lot of fun to do. Just get really amped up, and horses love it. They probably know the drill better than we do.
Don't forget about the parade of adoptable darlings. These guys are looking for a home, and they're willing to dress in ridiculous costumes to do it. Finally, for some lighthearted fun, check out the Pet Theater. Gregory Popovich brings all of his adopted pets to the stage.
This is very special cat indeed, because unlike all of my other cats, she does nothing. But she does it very well. We try to send message to the audience. If they're looking for pet for their home or for their family, maybe they visit to the local animal shelters, because all those pets very talented, very smart, and all pets have personality.
Finally, dogs and cats together as one, bringing you the best of California from Costa Mesa. I'm Jonathan Camus for California Life.
That's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. We'll see you next time.
Or watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California. Or watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California. Or watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.